I said in a few videos ago that I haven't really been to Islamic countries, and then, well, I have. I've been to Morocco, Tunisia, and Egypt. But yeah, just thinking about it now, I kind of realised that I need to kind of explain it just a little bit better, because if people are thinking that, oh, I just know nothing about, I was thinking about that woman in the sauna, her thinking that the reason why I don't think that Islam has done anything in the world is because I'm just uneducated and I just haven't learned the truth, and I'm realizing if I'm telling people that I've just been to Morocco when I was 16 and then Egypt and Tunisia, it's probably not sounding like I have done any research into this, but I have to explain it a little bit better. So I went to it was a week-long trip in Morocco, and this is when I was 16. First thing I noticed is that even though we were just going there to walk around, they had a huge amount of security team that we didn't actually see, but apparently they were following us, they were tracking us, and they were going to be willing to send helicopters up to us in case anything happened. We were told not to talk to the locals and things like this. But during this time, it was a group of mostly girls, and I think there was one boy, because we joined up. Ours was it was a boarding school, so it was a girls. I went to a girls' boarding school, so all the people from my group were girls, and then we joined up with this other. I think there was 4 other people from a different school, and I think only they're like 3 girls and 1 boy. I think there was 3. So there's a group of about 15 of us, and I think only one of the people was male, a boy. And we had this one hotel stay where we had to go to bed at a certain time, but because he was a boy, he was allowed to play cards with the guides and stuff. And I don't know, he kind of said something that had happened during this time, which was that during the cards, when he was playing cards, they kind of made a joke that if he won, he would be allowed to have sex with his child or something like that. I think he had a daughter, and he was willing to sell the child basically if he won the card game, and he was making out that this was kind of like a joke, but I remember him also saying that he wasn't really certain if it was a joke or not, because it seemed serious. So that's an experience that I had from when I was 16. I heard that people would sell women like objects, and you could win them in a card game, and so just having an experience like that, and knowing that it's a first-hand experience, because this guy or this boy, who we were all about 15, 16, I think we were 16 actually, it was just after, I'm sure it was, it was about 16 just after we left, so we were all 16, and he told this real experience and he said that it was like it was a joke, but he didn't think it was a joke. He was quite attractive, so maybe they kind of wanted to get his daughter to marry him. So maybe that was maybe it was said not as we'll sell you this daughter, but rather we want you to marry this daughter or this person. I don't think she was there at the time, but I don't know. He made a joke about that, and he wasn't really sure if it was a joke or not, because it didn't seem like a joke. But so I have that experience, and then we just did like a tour around the mountains, and we went to a couple of the villages. But yeah, there was a very eerie sense around. I've got quite a good memory of where we went, and it actually rained for the first time when we went to Morocco. It started spitting, and everyone was dancing in the streets. I have a strong memory of that, and people we were all hiding underneath these things, those sunshades. I guess they were like sunshades, so we were hiding under the sunshades, but they were all celebrating, and we were just like, yeah, we're from England and rain is normal for us. But I don't know, that's one of the memories that I have. And then I've said I've been to Tunisia and Egypt, but it's not that. I've been to Tunisia twice. First time I think I just went for one location, and just stayed in the hotel, walked around the area, but only stayed in the sort of tourist areas. And then another time with my mum, she actually paid for, I think it was a 1-night round tour of Tunisia. So we went down to see where they did some filming in the south of Tunisia for Star Trek. So we went to go and see the Star Trek things, and we stayed in a hotel down in the south. And so I have done a tour of Tunisia, and I have been there twice. And when it comes to Egypt, I have probably been there 3 or 4 times. I'm not too sure. Oh, and I went to, actually no, I did Tunisia. There's another time that we went there with the tennis team. So I think I can't remember when it was, but I know I've probably been there 3 times. I've been there with the tennis team. I've done there by myself, and I have done And I went there with my mum to do a round trip. And when it comes to Egypt, I'm pretty sure it was Egypt that I went to with Charlotte. So I've been there once by myself, once with Charlotte, and then there was once when I went there with Jason, this person that I mildly dated for 3 months. But yeah, so I if I say that I don't know anything about Islam or Islamic countries, I don't want to make it clear that I haven't just visited there on like 3 occasions. No, I've actually been there quite a few times, and my memory's not very good. All the memories seem to blur together, but it's likely that I've been to Tunisia 3 times and Egypt 3 times, Morocco once, and then also I went to Jerusalem, where I was when I went into the Bethlehem area, which is a sort of Islamic area, and also I've done Turkey as well. My mum took on it was like a tour trip where we went round to something beginning with Anna. There was this Anna something at the bottom. We did a round trip where we went through different sites on this hotel, which was very nice. So yes, I thought I would add those details in there, because if people are going to start saying like what that woman in the sauna says, I'm just very uneducated, I don't know anything about their culture, and I've never been there, or I've been there just once or twice. I haven't actually. I've been there quite a lot of times. It's easy to kind of, I've been to loads of places, so it's, my memory's not very good, but I have been to these places enough. And when you walk around the tourist areas, or the non-tourist areas, should I say, there is a sense of danger, and a sense that these people aren't quite thinking in the same way that you do, and they have different values and different standards of living, and yeah, the idea that all these people are just coming, I'm reminding myself of the uncomfortableness that I felt when in these sort of non-touristy areas. And I know the Jason guy that I was, he was kind of very anti-Islamic, but he didn't seem to realize it, but he kind of was. But yeah, he did a walk without a t-shirt on, which is something you're not supposed to do in Islamic countries, and someone did actually attack him with a knife. So it was small, and I think it was only just cut a little bit, but it could have been serious. It could have been more serious, and he didn't seem to realize how bad it was. That's one thing I said. You have to be really careful. I don't know. There was one time where he was saying something that was very kind of like they hide their women in houses all the time. So they won't understand women because they hide. I think it was something along that lines. But someone was walking past that was like a waiter. I'm like, he could probably understand you. You got to be careful what you say. And he was just like, oh no, he don't. None of the waiters here speak English. And it's like, I'm not too certain on that. I'm pretty sure they do, so you need to be a bit more careful, but I don't know. But these are just kind of the experiences that I've had, so it's not like I'm completely ignorant to what's going on in the Middle East, and